I know somebody that came to the United States from another country, and their personality is like an American. They don't have the traits of an individual from where they come from. What does this have to do with self-love, self-first? This has everything to do with self-love, self-first, because they forgot where they came from. They forgot where they came from. They did it on purpose because on the focus of living the American life. And yes, the American life was told to all of us, this is the best way to live, right? However, we're here in 2025 and there are places other than America that is better to live there than it is to live here. The people who eat the food, at least the food that's produced in factories, that is not natural, processed foods, people who eat those types of foods are unhealthy, have high diabetes, high cholesterol, gut issues, skin issues, and die at a very young age. I know somebody that was diabetic at the age of probably teenage years, and they died in their 20s because they could not afford the insulin. The reason for their death. Moving forward, I know some people who not only do they eat the crazy foods here, but the way they make money is a bit animalistic. And the reason why I say that is because of the capitalists that has controlled the societies in America. People will do the worst. They will stoop so low for $1. What I mean by stooping so low, people who are on drugs that need $1 just to take drugs, they will do the most lowest things on earth just to get $1 so that they can get another hit. People who need to pay their bills, keep a home, a roof over their head, they will do whatever it takes to make sure that they bring money back home for their family. People who are looking for that $1 are snaking their own friends, robbing, stealing, using guns, threats, violence for money, just to bring money back home. And the thought of a person from another country that is in here in America that will do all the above versus live where they come from, where it's more natural. I don't understand why would they want to. No, I don't live in their countries, but I have visited them. And yes, I understand there's poverty places. However, what is considered poverty? Because in America, you don't have the beaches that you guys have. In America, there's more people worried about the type of clothes that they have on, and you don't do that in third world countries. Like, you get what you get and you got to put that on. So The thing is for me is when it comes to a person who doesn't know what it is to dress well, which I'll come back to that again, they don't have anything to fight for. Do you understand? It's not like you have something to compete with someone else, because when you're in a third world country, you wear what you have. Now, whether you're in a third world country or in America, it shouldn't be about material things. It shouldn't be about name brands. It shouldn't be about things of that nature. It should literally be about who has clean clothes. How about that? Because I know some people who buy expensive clothes. They'll go to the streets, wear it. Actually, I don't know nobody that would do that, but I have an idea. Are you taking those clothes to the cleaners? Because a lot of people don't want to change the material by washing it in the washing machine or hand washing those items, because it'll change on them, and they've spent so much money on these items. So are you washing them, or are you taking them off after partying with people and being in the streets and being in the office? Are you just taking that stuff off and putting it back in your closet? Like, that's disgusting. So you're basically keeping the same energy of those items and you're putting it right back into your closet so you can wear it again, so that the item can stay. That's disgusting. The item can stay intact because you spent so much money on that item. Don't do that. That's gross. That's why you shouldn't be buying expensive stuff. Because if you're going to buy expensive stuff to be afraid to wash it because you don't want the item's material to change, then first of all, you shouldn't be buying those items. That means that's a cheap item. Because good materials like linen, cottons, well, not necessarily cottons, but certain wools and things, certain linens and clothings and fabrics that you buy and you wear and you wash it, they can last for a very long time. So if you buying something and all of a sudden you wash it or you take it to the cleaners and it changes, anyway, you get my point. Because I want to move on. I want to move on to the idea that when you are coming from another country and you want to sit here and live in America, but you want to also do the same thing that, let's just call it out, you want to condemn and talk about people who are gangsters of this earth, capitalists, taking control, making money off the people. But here you coming from a third world country, coming to the US, and because of the fact that you don't come from anything, you'll do anything to get what you gotta get, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you, I personally don't care where you come from. Like, you can be in America going away, you can be from a third world country coming to America. I'm gonna be honest with you, for me it doesn't matter. Like, this earth is for everybody to travel. So I personally don't care. What I do care about is the idea that a person who doesn't have anything, the mentality of a ruthless person that comes to America and they want to come out here and make money, and you robbing, killing, and destroying. But what you don't understand is you really technically destroying your life. Because out here in America, these streets, there can be a lot of survival of the fittest. And when it comes to people from the third world country, if they know it best. They know it best because they know what it is to survive. They know what it is to not have anything. So they know what it is to come out here and let's play game. That's their mentality. I'm coming out to America. I'm getting all the money that I can get. While you have people who are out here in America where they're born and raised out here and they don't even want to work. They want the government to provide for them. And a lot of them are lazy as shit. Like, go build a farm or something. You want to sit there and be shopping in grocery stores that are really not healthy, because you're using the government's money to buy the cheapest foods ever, living off the same government that you talk shit about. Why am I speaking about this? Why am I going this direction? Because the cycle continues. And technically, the cycle is, there's a lot more people doing it. The killings are getting worse. The robbing is getting worse. The mentality of the drug addicted people has gotten worse. Different drugs, different time, different people, different ages. However, a lot of people choose not to wake up. A lot of people choose to continue living that lifestyle, that vicious cycle. It's vicious. And no matter what, guess who's winning? Yep, the capitalists that put it together. So, with that said, self-loving self first is when you are able to take responsibility for your life. Stop trying to do what everybody else is doing. If you see people robbing, killing, destroying, you're not supposed to follow them. You're supposed to make a better decision than them. So you must be happy with being average. Okay, so continue to live an average lifestyle, and that's not going to last long. So if you're okay with that, then continue doing what you're doing. Because there is a higher power on this earth that is cultivating. And that higher power that is cultivating on this earth has already wiped out people who live low vibrationally. People who live low vibrationally are being wiped out, one person at a time, one moment at a time, one day at a time. And how are they being attacked? First of all, spiritually, because you guys are not highly spiritual. You guys are not in tune. You're not. There's a drought out here. It's like a depiction of a bunch of zombies everywhere. That's how I depict it. And if you're hearing this, I'm going to command that you learn how to slowly, one day at a time, one person at a time, one moment at a time, one decision at a time, and stay consistent. To continuously do what's right, make good decisions for self. Staying on that journey can be a bit draining at first. You can feel ways. So you might glitch from time to time and tap into your old self. But I'm gonna ask that you tap right back in and you can be consistent. If you tap out and you glitch, you come right back And don't glitch for a long time. Don't allow it. Don't allow for yourself to continue glitching into what you think it's okay because it was easier for me to live my old self. Like that. I used to say this statement a lot. Or rather, there's a lot of people who will use this statement. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. If I were my old self, I would have done X, Y, and Z, right? Especially for those that want to get you angry. You'd be like, what? If I was my old self, I'd have you up. But what we're not doing is living our old self. What we are doing is making better decisions. What we are doing is changing our karma. What we are doing is living in truth. What we are going to do is live our divine self. We are going to protect our energy. We are going to be free spirits that will allow for us to do as we choose, being our best selves while helping others do the same. Because the moment that you choose to upgrade your lifestyle, to make better decisions for yourself, trust and believe somebody's watching. And the moment that your light starts to shine within yourself, because you're the one who ignites it. The moment that you light, it's like lighting a candle. If you put two candles together, well, guess what happens to the other candle? The other candle lights up too, right? Message? I expect you guys to say receive. Because when you light up the inside of your spirit, when you light up the inside of your intuition, your divine self, when you live in that truth, no matter what's going on around you, and you keep on showing up for yourself, and you keep on living on that journey, and continue to have faith, and don't let that go. No matter what's going on around you, the world can be collapsing right in front of you. As long as you continue to hold on to who you are, believe in your spirit, trust the process, your soul will light up someone else's. That's guaranteed. And you're going to change some people. You're going to change people's way of thinking. You're going to change people's way. You're going to help people upgrade themselves. You're going to help people become their best versions of who they are. Thank you. That's how true it is. Okay? Because let me tell you something. Everything that the capitalist has created is in ruins. And you don't want no parts of that. So if you lived life on the way this world operated, and this is all you know, I'm going to need you to unlearn everything that you have been taught. Change the way you eat. Change the way you love yourself. Stop depending on others to give you the love that you can easily give yourself. Because remember, the amount that your battery pack is filled. So if you have a 50% battery pack, you are going to attract a person with 50% battery pack. And you don't want that. You want to have your battery pack filled up. Because you want to attract another person who is the same. You hear me? It's true. It's true. You are and you attract what you are. I know you guys understand that you want to attract somebody to you, you must take care of yourself. So you can attract a person who is mirroring who you are, because they're doing the same. You don't want anybody that's low frequency, right? If you're a person who's dedicated to living your best life, you want to attract somebody who's living in fear, who's a worrisome person? That's draining. That's going to drain your energy. You understand? Someone who's stealing, robbing, killing, and you're sitting there living your best life, making all the decisions. Imagine. No. Get out of here. You understand? So what you want to do is fulfill your life. Do what you have to do and don't worry about anything around you, because what is meant for you is already on its way. Yes, what is meant for you is already on its way. It's already there. You understand? You're just being put to a position to upgrade yourself so that what comes your way, you are ready for it. You understand? And you won't lose it. Message? I want to hear. Received. Okay? I mean, I think I've explained myself, and I know you guys are listening out there. I appreciate the love and the support. If you don't know me as an individual, that's really not what's important here. Just know that I'm not going to tell you to do something that I'm not doing. And maybe one day I'll fully give you an explanation of who I am and history and the background of how I got here and why I do this. And the stories are kind of simple, and I think I've already exposed those things throughout my videos. Truly, I really have. So if you're listening and you're paying attention, you probably already got my name, which I don't say it at all. You probably already got my why as to why I'm here. You know, if you're paying attention, you'll already know. Self-love and self first. Self-love, self first is a true thing. And that is the best way to live. That's it. Ciao.